for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right, the purpose of this session is twofold. Well, one is we want to show you how accurate our trading tools are, and two, we want to give you some instruction on how to trade. So so we're trying to accomplish two things here. Copy the trade. By copying the trade, you will see the accuracy. Not many people come online and trade live, and that is because they are not confident in their abilities to trade. These tools work. They work well. I've been trading over 2 years with them. If you follow our instruction, you will become successful. So with that, speaking of instruction, we do a number of live trades. The schedule is here. If you're a light member, you've got access to the things in yellow. We do 3 live trades a week. Plus, there's the 2 intro to coaching sessions and the Wednesday night light member meeting. Once you become a member, however, you, in addition to that, also get a live trade at 10 in the morning Eastern time. That's typically a scalp trade. And then they do a long-term trade in the evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on Australian pairs. And then there's an additional paid session with Dale on it. All of the people who do these are very, very good. And until you're consistently doing 10 pips a day, you should try to attend as many as you can and copy the trades, because at the end of the week, you are going to be net ahead. With that, as you know, I like to trade off of a checklist. The first thing I like to do is check to make sure that my charts are live and connected. If you haven't had the green chart up for a bit, I have it up all day, but sometimes I'm not looking at it. It's good practice to refresh. And I've also checked my CoinEx. Since this is the start of the new week, we're not going to check anything. We are technical traders. As technical traders, that means we are trading based on the price action. And what that means is that our indicators are very good at picking up when the market's overbought and oversold and turning. However, in addition to the kind of the natural flow of the price up and down, news impacts it. And we don't know how that news is going to impact things. So we want to know when there's news events coming up so that we can trade around them. And one of the ways we do that is we go to a website called Forex Factory. On Forex Factory, it breaks down news items into 3 categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. I tend to stay away. If I know a red item's coming up, I want to be out of that trade 2 hours before this item because I don't want to be carrying it through the trade. So right now we've got pretty clear sailing up until tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. when there's some information on retail sales for the USD. Any trade that we take tonight should be over before this hits. So we've got nothing to worry about. Also, since we are trading, since this is an evening trade versus a morning trade, I like to try to focus on markets where the market's active, where the market's actively trading. So the U.S. market is basically, it's open, but there's not much activity at this point of the day. So we are going to avoid U.S. pairs and European pairs, for that matter, when we look through trades. So with that, let us go take a look at the charts. Here are the green charts, and I've got it, or the green chart, and I've got it broken down into, I like to call this the composite chart because it is showing us 6 different currency pairs on a 1-hour candle, which means each of these candles are 1 hour. I typically trade off of a 1-hour candle. New lights, we start you off on a 5 and a 1 minute chart. The smaller the candle, the more opportunities there are to trade. This first chart is primarily all U.S. based pairs. So I'm going to go to the second chart, which will start to have some non-U.S. based pairs. And you can see, even though I refreshed this just a little bit ago, it is still back in timer because I got these little chevrons here. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to use my pants and suspenders. I'm going to actually reload it just to make sure that we are correct. Current euro pound is the first pair. We're going to skip that because it's it's 6:30 here. It's 11:30 in England. Australian pound. All right, it's approaching morning time in both of these. Now, why does it do that? We just refreshed it. Very strange. Australian yen, morning time. So we're going to start with a 10-point trade. With the 10-point trade, I start with the middle chart, which is the majors and minors. This blue line is the overbought line. So I'm looking for a situation where the lines are either overbought above the blue line or oversold below the red line. If the lines are above the blue line, overbought, that is a sell opportunity. Now the issue is timing. I know it's going to go down. I want to catch it when it's starting to move down. So what I'm looking for is I want all of these lines pointed down. The red and green lines are the majors. The black and gray lines are the minors. Minors are started to come down. They're kind of sideways, but the majors are still going up. I want everybody pointed down, so I'm going to pass. Euro Canadian, we're not in a good, that's the wrong time zone. We want something where it's going to start trading in the morning. Australian New Zealand dollar. All right, we are approaching morning time there. So as I take a look at my majors and minors, we are oversold. We're below the red line. Minors are going up. Majors are going up. And I have what is called a double cross, where the green line is crossed over the red and the gray line is crossed over the black. So I have 3 points here. Point number 1 is it's oversold. Point number 2 is everybody's pointing up. And point number 3 is I've got the double cross. So when I get all 3 of those here on the majors and minors, I'm going to jump up to the TNT section of the chart. And I want to count how many lines are consistent with what I'm seeing down here. The 2 orange lines are going up, the thick orange and the thin orange. And on the blue lines are inversely related. And what that means is when blue is going down, that means up. So the thick blue is coming down. So that's telling me up. So 3 of the 4 lines here are telling me that there's an up move. I want to have a minimum of 3 out of the 4. Ideally, I want 4 out of the 4, but if I've got 3 out of the 4, that's okay. So I've got 3 out of the 4 here. Now I am going to look for support in my pressure. And what I'm doing is each of these sections of the charts are measuring different things. And if we can get all of the sections to indicate that it's a good trade, the timing is right on the trade, that increases our accuracy. And having that high accuracy is what differentiates a good trader from a bad trader. My accuracy is around 80%. We've got many people who were in the 90s or right around 90. I won't say upper 90s, but definitely right near 90. So if you can get that accuracy up, that's the difference between making money and not making money. So here I am looking for upward, the pressure lines going up or the green line on top. Now here I've got sideways pressure. Sideways pressure is not up pressure. And the green line isn't on top. My only hesitancy here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if we can find something better than this. If we don't find something better than this, we'll come back to it and do a little bit more detailed analysis. Is the green line here is slightly going upward. And the lines are converging. But the green line going up a little bit makes me say this is okay. But again, let's see if we can find something better. So we'll come back to the AUD, NZD. Let's keep looking and see what else we can find. Pound, yen. Here, one of the pairs is morning time. That's okay with me. So the yen is coming in the morning. So even though the pound isn't. We are overbought and going up, so nothing there. Euro, Australian dollar. We've got kind of a mixed signal here. Majors are overbought, minors are coming down. So we want to get everybody in agreement. So when there's disagreement, we're going to just pass. Now, in some situations, when there is disagreement, I am going to pay attention, stronger attention to what the majors are telling me versus the minors. So let's go to our next pair. Canadian yen. All right, in the middle chart here on the majors and minors, everybody's going down. The lines are actually nice and clustered. I like that. There's good steepness actually on the green line. So I've got 3 points here. One, that everybody's pointing down. 2, that it's overbought. And 3, I've got the double cross. Only hesitancy here is it's just about halfway. Usually I like to catch it before it's halfway because I want to get a ride all the way through the channel. The red line isn't halfway. If the red line were halfway, I'd probably pass on this. But as the red line is pushed back a little bit, let's continue to analyze it. When we look at the TNT, we've got one orange up, one orange up, one orange down, one blue up, one blue down. So I only have 2 of the 4 telling me that we've got a down movement here. So with that, I'm going to pass. I want to have 3 out of the 4. And again, it's not about making lots of trades. It's about making a few good trades. So you see in today's trade results, my trade results, if you get a chance to look, I lost $60. I set up a trade. It started to go positive, or it started to be in the money. I pulled up my stop loss. It pulled back and just took us out at the stop loss. If I don't see a trade, I'm not going to take a trade. And I think that's one of the big mistakes new traders make. They're too anxious to want to make a trade, and they kind of try to will the chart or believe the chart is going to give a signal before it gives a signal. Just wait till a chart gives you the signal. When it gives you the signal, take the trade. We don't have to project anything. Later in the week, I will make up what I didn't make for today. Pound New Zealand dollar oversold and going down. New Zealand dollar yen overbought going up, so nothing there. Gold, we're going to pass. Bitcoin, many of you can't trade that yet, so we'll just jump on to the next. Let's make sure we're current. AUD CAD, we're going to pass. Swiss franc yen. Oversold going down. Australian Canadian dollar overbought going up. Euro yen. Disagreement. We're overbought. Majors are going up. Minors are coming down. So we don't have agreement. Pound Australian dollar. Overbought going up. New Zealand Swiss franc overbought. Minors have started to turn. The majors aren't there yet. And Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, that's not the right time period. So we've just gone through basically 18 pairs or a little less than 18 pairs. We didn't see anything. Let's go back to that AUD NZD and see if we and now the trade has softened up a little bit where we basically lost the double cross and the thin orange went from going up to going down. So the signal is no longer any good. So we are going to pass on it. So we almost had it here. The thing that was concerning me was that really we've got sideways, actually kind of slightly down pressure here. And the green line actually looks like it's going down a little bit now versus, now it's going directly sideways, horizontal, maybe just a hair bit up. But again, signal's not strong enough. So we've got nothing here. What I want to do now is we're going to try a different signal. And again, one of the values of the coaching is we're going to teach you a dozen different signals. And of those signals, you're going to get a couple of them that you're going to incorporate into a trade plan to trade off of. So the more signals you know, the more opportunities you have to make a trade. And different trades do different things. So on that 10-point trade, I'm usually looking for a 10 pip or more trade, an 8 to 30 pip trade, because we're trading off of a 1 hour chart. On this trade, the thick orange line trade, it focuses strictly on what this number is, what the thick orange line is doing. And the scale, this thick orange line is a scaled line. And when it's as high as it can go, this number up here is 10. And when it's as low as it can go, this number becomes 0. So it goes from 0 to 10. And when it's at 10, it's telling us it believes the up move is maxed out. There's not anything left in the up move. Likewise, when it's at 0, it is telling us that there is no down left in the move. So when I see it at either 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end, that's an opportunity to take a trade. So if it's at 0, that's a potential buy trade. If it's at 10, it's a potential sell trade. So I can scan through these. 7 isn't 10. Euro Canadian, we're at the wrong time of the market. So we do have it is 9. But this trade I found works better when the market's active. And right now, Euro Canadian isn't going to be active. So we want to find it on a market that's active. So during the day, if this were between say 5 a.m. and 11 a.m., I would take, I would maybe consider this trade. So let's keep going. Australia, New Zealand, 5, we're right in the middle, so nothing there. Pound yen, we are at 9.8. So that is within a point of 10. So we've got part one of the trade. Now, the second part of the trade is, again, we're looking for that high consistency or high accuracy. To get the high accuracy, we want more than one indicator telling us it's a good trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look down to my majors and minors, and basically I want to see all of these lines well overbought. And we've got that here with the majors. The majors, the green line is way up here to the top. The red line is pretty well past the overbought line. The minors have started to turn, but to me, that's okay. I'm really more interested in seeing the majors and minors way above this line. If the red line was down here, I wouldn't take it. But since the red line is up, well above, I like it. So I've got condition 1, condition 2. You can kind of think about this trade. It's a little scalp trade. It's worth 5 pips. And historically, this has been accurate 90% of the time. So we're going to take a 5 pip sell in just a second. I like to get it as close to the top of the hour as I can. And we've got 6 minutes right up here. You see 6:35. I'm going to take a 5 pip sell. So you can kind of think about it as pulling an elastic. And at the top of the hour, when the candle resets, there's a little snap. And it's good for 5 pips. And so with 5 pips, if this is right 90% of the time, if we win 9 times out of 10 for 5 pips, that's 45 pips. We're going to put a 20 pip stop loss on it. So if we lose that one time for 20 pips, we've netted out 25 pips. 45 pips minus 20 pips leaves us at 25. So I like this. So let's go ahead and open up our MetaTrader 4. And this was, I got such a terrible memory here. Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, and it is a sell. So let's go back. So I'm going to look for pound yen, see if I've already got it open here. I don't see pound yen, so I'm going to go up here to file, new chart, and I'm going to look for pound yen. So I don't see it in this first group, so I'm going to go to the second group. I don't see it in the second group, so I'm going to go to the third group, and then I'm just going to keep scrolling down. Pound yen right here. Open them up. I am going to go to new order. And my lot size, this is a demo account. It's got 11,600 in it. To figure out my proper lot size, I am going to take the decimal and move it over 4 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can take a 1.1 volume trade. And that's going to keep my margin in check, and I can keep 2 open trades at this volume. So I'm going to take a market execution. So this is going to be a market sell. It records it down here. And then I am going to right click anywhere along the line, and it pops up this menu, and I'm going to go to modify. And now I'm going to add my take profit and my stop loss. And the MetaTrader 4 has a little feature here where if I type in 50 points equals 5 pips, and I click the little blue line here, it does the math for me and puts in the number. And we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss. So 5 pips is stop loss of 20 pips or 200 points. Click the little red button. It does the math here for me. And I always like to make sure I get my full 5 pips. So I'm just going to check the math because it does the math based on wherever the price is when you happen to click it. So we came in at 151.26.5. So if I'm going to take a sell, I'm going to go to 21.5. So 21.5. 21.5. So I'm going to put this in here, and I am going to read this back to you. So we took a sell using the thick orange line, trade. The take profit, so you're going to take a market sell. The take profit is 151.215. 151.215. The stop loss is 151.483. 151.483. Let us go and see if we see anything else while we have that, while we still have a few minutes left. Some traders on this trade like to wait until the hour actually changes. We get 2 minutes till the hour changes, and they want to see this number change by more than 1. So if it's at 10, they'd want to see it at 9 or less. We'll check that, but I'm confident enough when we see this and see this, it's a good trade. AUD, a Euro AUD, we're at 5, so nothing there. Let's go to the next pairs. Canadian yen 6, no, that's no good, not close enough. Euro NZD 3.9, not close enough. Pound New Zealand dollar 6.1, not close enough. NZD JPY 7.9, not close enough. Gold, no, we're not going to do that. Oops, what do we do here? Swiss franc, yen 8.4, not close enough. Euro yen, we're at 10 also here, and we got all 4 lines well above. So we've got 50 seconds. So let's go ahead and take a 5 pip sell on the euro yen. We got both points, one here, one here. So let's pull back up the euro yen. Euro yen is right here. I am going to click new order. Volume is 1.1. It's going to be market execution, market sell. I'm going to come back down in, right click anywhere along the line, go to modify. It remembers what I did last time. So 5 pips and 20 pips. I'm going to click the red and the blue, and it does the math. And again, I want to check and make sure I get the full 5 pips. So I got in at 128.60 or 69. If I take 5 pips away, I'm going to go to 128.643. 643. Modify. So we've got that in there. So I'm going to repeat that. We took a sell on the euro yen. Take profit is 128.643. 128.643 with the stop loss of 128.894. 128.894. And just for curiosity's sake, let's go back and see if it changed by a point or not. All right, so we went down to 8.3 on the. Is that right? No. Which one did we do? Euro yen. 8.1. 8.1. So it dropped by more than a point, and you can see the green line has gone flat. So I would expect this to close within the next 2 hours. And let's go look at the other one that we took, which was the Great Britain pound yen. Great Britain pound yen. Great Britain pound yen. And it changed by more than 1 also. It's at 8.3. So, and actually these lines have started coming down. So we ended up taking 2 thick orange line trades, each for 5 pips. And as I said, I would expect them to close in the next couple hours. Let's see if we've got any questions? Bonnie's saying a buy on the euro dollar. The trade I sent out tonight, which is kind of a long-term trade, you don't really get to see my analysis. It's a little bit more complicated than either of these. But that was a buy trade. So if you go and check my email, you'll get the coordinates, or if you go to www.forexsmarttrade.com/results, that trade is posted there. So you can copy the take profit on that. The reason I'm not trading it, I didn't trade it in this session, is because I expect that trade to close during the middle of the night, probably around 2 or 3 in the morning. And that analysis is a little bit different, which is beyond kind of what we can do here. All right, gang. Thanks so much for joining me. Love to do this and love to have you here. And our goal is to make you awesome traders. We will be doing this again tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. So join me there, and we'll do it again. All right. Thanks so much. See you soon.